This time Fallout 76 is an online action RPG, which is a departure from Bethesda Game Studio's usual Fallout format. Fallout 76 feels like an experiment into new territories with online play, PvP combat, a skimmed-down story, and no human NPCs, being just some of the big points of contention.
300 years after our great nation began, we gathered together to honor the completion of Vault 76.
Fallout 76 is a prequel to all other previous Fallout games, set only 5 years after the nuclear war that turned the Earth into post-apocalyptic ruins. The Fallout shelter Vault 76 is opened with its occupants stepping out into the destroyed West Virginia, with the objective of recolonizing and rebuilding the wasteland. Scavenging your way through the barren and radiated lands of Fallout 76, you'll be distracted from reused Fallout 4 assets by some pretty impressive light rays that shine a little hope on the lifeless West Virginia. Ever-burning land scorched with fire, toxic nuclear swamps, and dried up lake beds make for some reasonably diverse regions. But dare you step foot into abandoned large towns or cities, the game's framerate takes a critical hit. With all the different regions, there's a decent variety of enemy types, with some monsters rarer than others, like the gargantuan flying scorch beasts. You come across one of these and you're best off running in the opposite direction. Your Pip-Boy returns with the usual functions, and mouse and keyboard unfriendly interface. The radio function offers some very familiar music, but the absence of radio hosts or DJs are noticeable when you're playing solo. Photo mode is an all-new feature. It's surprisingly good and features lots of different options and unlockable poses or banners. Regularly taking photos with friends at landmarks you come across is actually pretty fun. When it comes to gameplay, Fallout 76 tries to reach multiple different audiences, with hints of Battle Royale PvP and cooperative events, leaving the Fallout purists with a very skimmed-down story RPG experience. There's a complete lack of human NPCs, which removes any worthwhile interactions, as well as the sense of agency through social choices. It's not all bad though. The level up system and equipping perk cards is surprisingly pretty good, maybe even a better system than what Fallout 4 offers. It's also addictive looting and scavenging for supplies through wastelands filled with memories and relics of life before nuclear warfare. If you're lucky, you may come across building plans or recipes which will open up new building or crafting options. Speaking of building, getting to build your own base is initially quite fun. You can set up your base almost anywhere, provided there's some distance between you and other buildings or landmarks. With the right plans and materials, you could potentially make yourself self-sufficient through water purifiers and growing your own food. The servers or worlds of Fallout 76 are not persistent. Every time you log into the game, you're forced onto a different server with different players. If someone else has taken your plot of land that you've previously built upon, you'll be forced to relocate for free. But some of your assets, like your crops, are completely lost. You're supposed to be able to replace most of your base in one go, but this consistently does not work at all. You'll usually have to manually replace all of your base's parts, and it's a bit of an unnecessary chore. You may remember the visually dynamic and tactical VAT system from previous Fallout games. Being an online game, Fallout 76's VAT system is a very diluted system that just doesn't have the same impact and satisfaction when used. There's no time for pausing, no dynamic camera, and you'll need a perk to even target specific body parts of enemies. The crafting system is pretty good. You can scrap weapons, armor, and junk at the workshop for materials with the chance of discovering new mod recipes. Modding your weapons with the extra special scope or grip is generally worth the effort. You can also bulk up excess materials to either reduce their weight or allow you to sell them to robot vendors. Everything you craft rewards you with a little bit of experience, which is appreciated. Mentioned earlier, the main story content of Fallout 76 is quite lackluster. A lot of main story quests feel like chores or fetch quests, and there's never any sense of urgency. Throughout most of the story and side quests, you're following instructions through audio logs or the occasional robot that you cannot interact with. Like myself, if you're playing multiplayer, you'll probably even have friends talking over the top of your audio logs anyway. At Fallout 76's E3 announcement, Todd Howard stated that we would be able to play the game solo.
First, of course you can play this solo, alright?
This is not the case. The game is always online, although private servers have been stated to be a feature added later down the line. PvP is simply terribly designed. You can battle other players, but you'll barely do any damage at all until they fight back, allowing the other player to line up a critical headshot before retaliating. The game is trying to simultaneously please PvPers and non-PvPers on the same servers, and has resulted in a mostly unenjoyable system for everyone. Cooperative public events are a bit better. They're often more menial grindy tasks or involve defending resource-rich territories you've occupied with friends. The events generally offer some pretty good rewards, but the same few events keep replaying in the same locations for a pretty repetitive and stale experience. Fallout 76 is a full-price game boldly offering a very large selection of microtransactions, mostly cosmetic, but you can buy things like alternative water purifiers or workshops that you'd normally need plans to build, but they're quite easy to earn normally. Thankfully, everything offered in the microtransaction store can also be earned in-game through atomic points, earned by various daily, weekly and general challenges. Yet the prices are absolutely ridiculous. £15 for outfits or a single power armor paint theme seems laughable. And lastly, a personal nitpick, the Bethesda launcher. This is yet another launcher my PC has to run to access my games. The Bethesda launcher offers no achievements, no game time tracking, and none of the features that Steam offers, which is where all of my other Fallout games are. Bethesda single-player games are notorious for being buggy, so when you open up Fallout to online multiplayer with competitive forced PvP, you're going to have an even bigger, buggier mess than normal. Being always online adds new frustrations with server connection problems or regular server maintenance putting the game out of commission for hours. Some of the game's assets look absolutely terrible even at the high textures graphics setting. While the game performance is generally quite stable in most areas, if you enter any large town or city areas, the game really struggles with the FPS. If you're looking for a deep, immersive Fallout story experience, skip this one. You can get some entertainment out of some of the really skimmed down Fallout systems here, but it's a far cry of Fallout games of old. You can potentially have loads of fun with friends here, but the same can be said for Connect 4. I predict that the microtransaction store is part of a plan to make Fallout 76 free to play much later down the line.